It's in my bag. We're all kind of like looking for a tribe in it, really. So yeah, it's nice to find another part of my tribe. That's the way I see it. Be excited and still be surprised at these things, even if you have knowledge of them. That, you know, what you think becomes present and all of that manifestation stuff. I just think, you know, you can do it and you can be like, yeah, I knew it was coming, and just be like that. But nah, like, it's magic, and it. So like, just be. So poetry, whether I was sharing it or not, it helped me to get things off my mind, to get things off my chest. Everything that I've done and been a part of is a result now of how my sound sits today. It's poetic, it's melodic. I met Natalie in 2015. We went on, we did a Say It Loud tour, East Midlands LGBT tour. I was like, I can't believe that I'm on this tour with the flow. This is like, what's going on? This is what I'm talking about these alignments. Leicester Music Cafe, she was performing and she invited me on stage. We did a little jam together, and that moment, yeah, I feel like something was transferred to me in that moment when she was looking at me and we were like jamming on stage and stuff, and it was just such an incredible experience. And then after she got to see my set, it was just a mad experience, and she was like, yeah, you are in flow. Like, that's what you do, is you're flowing. I feel like it has got a separate genre, because now there's a lot of people that are doing it and don't feel so obliged to say I'm a rapper or I'm a singer. Like, sometimes you just gotta be and feel it and express artistically however you want. I don't like getting boxed in it. It really annoys me, and because of that reason, it's why I felt sometimes that I'm not reaching that potential that I can, because I'm kind of trying to play up to, oh, but the rappers think I'm a singer, the singers think and it's just like one of those kind of battles. But I suppose at the moment I'm in full flow of the music and of the content that I'm making at the moment. It feels good. I didn't set out to do it intentionally. Like, even when I think about like the first song I ever wrote myself, it went something like, make your haters your motivators. Who needs luck when I've got skills? So naturally my talent spills. If you got it, why not flaunt it? And this game we're playing is called life. No need to cheat, just take your time. That's an organic, I don't know if it come from listening to roots and culture as growing up. Like, my mum used to listen to reggae music and stuff, and that's kind of like that empowering message. There's certain artists that have like certain songs that differ from their mission. It's where a person is at. I can be at a certain place but still have the same mission. I just think we're all living an experience. Any type of artist who has a place to express themselves in whatever way, from their environment, from their experiences, that's how they seem to do it. And sometimes they don't always go through the same experiences. But in terms of like the mission, not intentional, but very much needed from me, because as I'm performing and as I'm speaking those words and singing those words, I feel people feel it, and they come up to me after and then they either say thank you or that was good, or sometimes they don't, or they just smile, and it's like, okay, I feel we've connected. And that's why I have to just speak what's in here rather than what I think people are going to like. Personally, for me, I align myself with the supporters and listeners who the music's for. Being inspiring or being empowering to somebody through music, it doesn't feel like a duty. It just feels like something that is lacking. Like, there's not enough of it. I can talk about my personal experiences however I see fit. So Meditate came from a time when I was feeling like just frustrated and fed up. But as a universal message, I know everybody's going to be feeling it. I could have written it from my perspective or made it like for everyone. It's finding that balance of where I'm at and what's going to be spoken about and how it's going to be received by the people. But I don't feel like it's a duty for me. But I am very careful about how I say things. So Bob Marley, Jacure, like just roots and culture mostly, and R&B. That's a very, very lovely question. Most admire their integrity, their passion. It's because if I know that you have that passion and this is what you want to do, regardless of genre, regardless of like what you're talking about, musical skill. When I see like female artists that are like playing guitar, they can play bass, they're looping on stage, and I'm just like, yo, that's dope. In my experience, I don't feel like I have to work harder. I've felt that feeling of like when people say, oh, you're dope for a female rapper. I do what I'm doing. I know what I'm here to do, and I know what the mission is. And I just want to share the experience. I want to share the journey. I want to share the music to find my tribe in all parts of the world. I mentor a lot of younger artists, consciously and subconsciously. Things that I've been through as a teenager. I didn't feel like strong enough to have a voice. Also, that certain parts of that got taken away because I had to grow up very fast. My confidence kind of went down a bit. I kind of look at like 16, 17-year-old girls who want to not even just become in the music industry, but just ready to kind of get ready for the world and go in to do whatever they want to do, and just let them know you are going to have these things. You are going to have like anxiety, and you're going to feel nervous, and you're going to feel like you can't do it, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. The mission is progressing, and it's always in transit, it's always happening. I feel like the music will speak for itself, and just continue to empower whoever's listening, really. I like to try and share information. You know, how are we supposed to all progress if we're not sharing contacts, if we're not sharing information? But I can't deal with energies like that, man. Like I just musically or non-musically. I know. NCS is National Citizen Service. They're a charity. They work with 16 and 17-year-olds all over the UK. And I used to work for them every summer. I did want to become a program leader, but they didn't give me that job, so I was like, okay, I'm going to be senior mentor because we have the most fun. We get to go rock climbing and do all the fun stuff with the young people. My 3rd year of mentoring. So they go on a 3-week program where the first week they do a personal challenge, go rock climbing, gorge walking, do things that they don't necessarily or have never ever done before, to know if they're even scared or if they're brave to do it. Second week they go and live in a university halls of residence and start cooking for themselves, bite the ballot and like learn about politics and that. Third week they do a social action campaign. So that's kind of how the program's set up. Now my 3rd year doing the job, in an autumn term rather than a summer term, they'd already been to college and they'd grown up, whereas the 2 years that I did it before, they'd just leaving school. So when I booked upon these kids and I was like, this is an interesting year for me, that's when it hit me, and I thought, this generation, like, they're tapped on in a different way. Like, as a mentor, your vibe and energy that you're bringing to your group is going to reflect on them. They all loved each other continuously, like was praising each other, and some of them they'd started their own companies up, started their own bands up. Like, it just made me feel like really like emotionally attached to them, and have faith in the fact that there's so much negativity that people put on young people, yeah, and okay, boom, we know that it's there, but what about the young people that are actually like looking up to people who they admire and taking leaves out of their books and finding that their own kind of like peace and love and empowerment, and they're just spreading it amongst their friends. So in that time I learned a lot about what it was to be that young, and also those group of people. I felt like it was a reflection, because I feel like when you meet people are your mirrors, innit? It doesn't matter who it is, it doesn't matter what they're reflecting, whether it's good or bad, but you know. I was very aligned in that situation, and that year when I did that job, things just clicked into place for me about why I love doing what I do, and why I feel like young people have the most amazing ideas and the most amazing energy. We just need to give them a chance, and like don't fob them off. That's one experience I've had that I'm never gonna forget.